What is up, YouTube? This is Chris, the Unprofessional Dad, and I am back with another knife video. Now, a lot of times when I'm doing these knife videos, I'm actually doing unboxings. I'll get a box in, a shipment in of knives, and I'll open them up right here on camera, and I'll go over them with you. I'll give you my first thoughts and impressions, my likes and dislikes about those knives. They're not really in-depth reviews. You can find those anywhere. My reviews are basically just my opinions and first impressions on those knives, what I think about them. Basically what anybody would be thinking whenever they get the knife in their hand for the first time. You can find more in-depth reviews on these knives anywhere that you look on YouTube. Those videos are out there. Mine are my first impression reviews, basically. Now, what I've done, instead of getting a shipment in today, I've got a few shipments still coming in, but what I wanted to do, War Dogs, shout out to you War Dogs, actually asked me, can you go and get some knives that are far more affordable, that are in more my price range? Recently I have been doing some Spyderco's, Artisan Cutlery, zero tolerances, and those are a little bit more pricey. So what I've done is exactly that, War Dog. Now before I get into those, I want to welcome everybody that's stopping by my channel for the very first time. Know that I appreciate you. Thank you for stopping on my video, checking out what I've got going on. We talk about knives and EDC a lot. I hope you like what you see. If you do, I advise everybody, please, the good info is not in the video. The gold is in the comment section. I myself have learned a ton from my comment section. There is a world of knowledge in the comments below these videos. There's a lot of guys that watch these videos that have given me a ton of information. I've learned a lot, and you can too. So if you're looking for some good knife knowledge, the comment section is where to be. All right. Not only do I want to welcome those people who are just stopping by my video for the very first time, I want to let everybody know that I've got a big contest going on. January 3rd, 2025, right around the corner. Christmas is almost here. Right after that, the New Year's. Start the New Year's off right. A $200 budget to Blade HQ is going to be going to the winner. They get to go to Blade HQ and spend it any way that they want, and they get to spend every dime of that $200, whether it be on one knife, a collective of knives, flashlights, pins, whatever. I don't care. It's their money, not mine. And it's going to be on me as a way of saying thank you to everyone in the community. Even if I can't give everybody $200, it is to tell everyone in the community thank you for supporting my channel and commenting and liking my videos and things like that. I appreciate it, guys. Now, how do you enter the contest? It's real simple. Like one of my videos. I don't care which one. Make sure that you like one of my videos. Leave a knife-related comment. It has to be knife-related on any one of my videos. As long as you leave negative, positive, I don't care. It can be about a knife that you want, a knife that you like, a knife that you hate, a knife story from your past, a nostalgia story. I don't care as long as it's knife-related. And the last thing, of course, subscribe to my channel. Now, recently somebody gave a dig on me. They actually gave me a little bit of an insult on, this is just side note before I get started here. They gave me a little bit of a dig. Hey, that's why you're only at 500 subs, you know. And I was like, what? I haven't checked. I'm at 500 subs? Buddy, that's not a dig to me. I wasn't expecting to get 100 subs, all right? I appreciate every one of you guys. Thank you very much. I do this as much for me as anybody else. So thank you guys to everybody that subscribed to my channel. I can't wait for that giveaway. And 500 is mind-blowing to me. So thank you. And I just hit 500 this morning. That is awesome. And I'm just getting started, guys. All right, so War Dogs, you wanted me to show some knives that are more affordable. What I've done is not everybody can go to Cabela's. Not everybody can go to a Dick's Sporting Goods or anything like that, but it is Christmas time, and it's last minute shopping, and you might have a few ideas that you're wanting to, people that you're wanting to pick out for and stuff like that. Most people have a Walmart close by. So what I've done is this morning I went to Walmart and I looked through their knife section. Now, granted, my Walmart is picked clean because there's a couple guys like me in the area and we are always up there buying their knives. So there's not a lot of options. Some Walmarts you have a ton of selection. Ours is very, very picked through. But I was able to get several knives, 4 of them in fact, and they're all budget knives, and I think you're gonna like them. So, by the way, stick around to the very end. I done an Artisan Cutlery review yesterday. Stick around to the very end. I'm going to tell you guys about a big knife giveaway involving that Artisan Cutlery. Stick around to the very end. I'll tell you about that at the end. All right, so I've got 4 knives here. I'm just going to start jerking them out, and I'm going to go over these. Now, again, these are all at Walmart. I think these are all I think the most expensive one was a Civivi. I think it was $49 or something. But most of them are in that $30 to $40 range. Now, they didn't have any $20 ones, or I would have got a $20 one for your War Dog. But these are all really nice knives and are affordable. Now, this is the Buck, I can't remember what it's called. The Buck Sovereign. This is the Buck Sovereign. Now, I really like this. Now, this is a buck that is a stainless steel buck. You know, it's hard to go wrong with Buck. Buck is just a really great brand. It's an American company. They employ a lot of people. They make good knives. They do make some premium knives, but most of their knives are affordable, budget friendly. They're good for the hunting community, fishing community, you know, outdoors and campers and stuff. Buck is just a great brand. Now, this is a really nice budget knife. I was actually shocked when I looked at this out of the cage. It is a full stainless steel knife. It looks really sharp. It is a button lock. It is deep carry. Now, this is not reversible. This is a tip up right-handed only. So there are no other options for this. It is dual thumb studs. It is a button lock. Now that action is a little, you can see that closing is a little slow, but that's going to wear in. And also it could be definitely lubed up and greased up a little bit, oiled up, I should say. There you go. It's starting to get a little bit better, but it feels great in the hand. I like it. It feels good. It's a good size knife. Takes up my full hand. Now there's no jimping on the top, and that's okay. This would be a great EDC knife right here. This would be a really good EDC knife, and I'll go over the specs on it here in a second. This is a nice knife. I'm actually pretty impressed with this knife. Really impressed, actually. It's got good size. It's got, now I know I say good weight, and different people, that is a relative term. For me, I like a knife, as you guys all know, to be a little bit heavier, a little bit sturdier. I'm not really a big fan of the lightweight, flimsy decas and bug outs. I like that sturdy, grippy feel, that solid, rugged feel it's just full of integrity when you grip it. And that's what I like about this. This gives you that feeling because it's full steel, stainless steel handles. And it's a good looking blade. Good deep carry pocket clip. I mean, that's not really so much deep carry, but it's close. The screws are inset into the handle, so as you see there, so they're not going to snag on your pockets or anything. It is I guarantee you, with a little bit of lubrication, and I can already tell because it snaps out of there real easy. And it's dual thumb studs, so you can go with left hand or right hand. And I can already tell that with a little bit of lubrication or loosening this up, this is going to be a fidgety knife. Now, these are coming in, I'm going to be honest with you, you can get it on Blade HQ for a little bit cheaper than what I paid. I paid $39.99 for it, and it's on Blade HQ right now for $31.95. So it is a little bit more expensive at Walmart, and that is something you want to take into consideration. But the great thing about Walmart is you're not having to wait for anything to come in the mail, and it is Christmas time. So you all have already seen with my packages this last week, there's been some issues. So you don't have to worry about it being shipped to your door. You can go right to Walmart and get it, and you don't have to pay shipping fees. So if that convenience factor is a big plus for you, then it's worth that extra $8. Now it's 7.48 inches overall with a 3.23 inch blade. So it is over 3 inches. So you got to think about that. It's a clip point blade, satin finish. Now it's 7CR. Now we've talked about this before. You know, Buck does great things with their stainless steel. They do a really good, now somebody told me in the comments that, and I am not an expert on this, I'm just relaying information that I have learned, and he sounded very knowledgeable, and I have no reason to doubt him. he sounded knowledgeable, and I could tell that he sounded, I mean, he knew what he was talking about. So he said that the American-made bucks are really, really good on their heat treat, and they can do wonders with the 420, 7CR, 8CR, whatever. But when you start getting the foreign-made bucks, that the integrity of the heat treat drops. You know, a little bit considerable, I don't know. He just said it drops. Now this is a clip point blade, and it is 7CR, and it is made in China. So is that going to be a difference in the heat treat? I don't know. According to him, it is. But I'm going to tell you right now. Now, another thing, the reason that I do not cut paper in my videos, I know that a lot of people do in their videos and stuff. Every knife out of the box usually will cut paper. If it won't cut paper, then you've got a real problem with that knife. That's why, I mean, it's just granted it's going to cut paper, and anybody can cut paper. But also, cutting paper is a lot of technique. I have seen razor blades. I've done it before. Razor blade knives that, and this thing will cut through it. This is a sharp, sharp blade. Very sharp blade. I mean, this thing is a razor. And I've seen razor blades though, man, if you're not doing it right in technique on your slicing paper, I even do it sometimes, you mess up and you're pushing the paper instead of slicing it. So, and I don't want to do that myself and mess up and make somebody think, oh, that edge stinks or something. So that's one of the things. I just, you know, I know that every knife is going to cut paper out of the box. That's one of the reasons why I don't do it very often. But it is made in China. It's a 744 Sovereign. I mean, 4 ounces, 4.15 ounces. This is a really nice knife. I mean, this is a really nice knife. I like this thing a lot. This would be, back before I started collecting knives, and I really learned a lot about knives and the different materials and brands and prices and stuff like that. This knife would have been a superstar in my eyes. Like, I would have fallen in love with this thing just because it looks so expensive. It look to the untrained eye. Oh my gosh, man, look at that. That thing's flashy. It's stainless steel. I mean, it's solid. Look at that blade. I mean, that's how I would have processed it in my mind. This is a nice knife right here, guys. A nice knife, and I'm telling you, with a little bit of work, that button lock is going to work right out and not be so. See, it's already getting better. I mean, already getting better. A little bit of work, and that thing's going to work right out. So this is a nice knife. It's the Buck Sovereign, and I'm telling you guys, this is a winner right here. Now, for $31.95 on Blade HQ or $39.95 on Walmart, either one, and this is a good knife. This is probably going to be the best of the bunch. I don't know if I should have started with this, but man, I forgot how much I liked this when I opened it or saw it at Walmart. Man, that's really nice. All right, let's go with CRKT. Now, Walmart sells a lot of CRKTs, and they did have, I just recently done an M1601S, and they had an, I think it was an 01K or something like that. It was a little bit bigger. I can't remember what the last three letters or numbers were, but it was an M16, but it was a bigger one. Man, I really wanted to get that thing, but I just done an M16, so I didn't want to do another one. So I got this. Now, this is the CRKT LCK Tanto. The LCK Tanto tip. Now, one of the things that I really like about this gives you that almost, not the feel of carbon fiber, but it gives you kind of that impression of carbon fiber, that GRN, glass reinforced nylon. It gives you kind of that carbon fiber feel and looks. Now, it's not. It's just glass reinforced nylon, but it gives you that feeling. And I know CRK does this, and I've got a few CRKTs that have this. It's a liner lock knife. The action Now this is spring assisted, so it's the action, it's going to jump out of there. Now I know a lot of people don't like the spring assisted knives, and I completely understand that, but I was really limited on what I was working with there today. And you know, a lot of your budget knives are spring assisted. It is what it is. So this has got great action. It's got a very, very deep carry pocket clip. Screws are inset, and this it is not reversible. So this is another right-handed tip-up carry only. It's got a good finger choil there, a good size. Even without the finger choil, it is a full grip. Now I can tell you right now, look at this pocket clip right here. See that right there, how much that sticks up? Boy, that's really sticking up there. I can feel that as soon as I gripped it in my hand. That is a hot spot. That is digging into my finger. So that is something you might want to consider if you're looking for a budget knife like this. I think the knife is sharp looking. I mean, that's a good looking little knife. This has almost a gentleman's knife look to it. Kind of a low profile, what did I call just a low profile gentleman executive knife. That's what I was thinking, executive knife. This has that look to it when it's closed. So that's that spring assisted for you right there. It'll jump out of your hand if you're not careful. So I mean, it's nice. It's nice, but man, that pocket clip right there. Now if I switch hands, not so bad. Not so bad there. But if I hold it in my left hand, boy, that right, as soon as I put it in my finger, it's digging straight into my finger right there. That might need to be like ground down a little bit or something. I don't know. But it's a liner lock. Now I do have to say this. One thing that I do like about this liner lock is, and I've said this before about liner locks, I'm not a fan of liner locks because liner locks will fail on you if you're not careful, especially if you get a good grip on them and you push too hard. You'll accidentally push that lock over and let that knife blade close. This has a lot of traction on that that blade. I mean, it goes over the movement. The path of movement is pretty far over on there. So I mean, that's a good sturdy hold right there. I'm trying to think of the right term for that, but that's solid. That's on there. So I don't think that's going to be slipping off anytime soon. Now this is $39.95 on Blade HQ, and that's exactly what I paid for it at Walmart. Now it's 7.37 inches overall and 3.25 inch blade. With a 2.875 cutting edge. So I mean, you've got some serious cutting edge there. It's an 8 CR blade, so it's better than the last one. That last one's 7 CR. This is 8 CR, reverse Tanto, and this is a hollow grind. So hollow grind. So I mean, this is going to be a cutter. This is a cutter now. Oh yeah, this is a razor blade too. Oh yeah, this is a razor blade. Oh yes, this is a razor blade. Oh my gosh, this is sharp. Boy, that is sharp. Let's see. Handle materials, GRN polymer, glass reinforced nylon. It's got steel liners in it. Now the liner does not go the full length of, the liner does not go very far. The inside is milled out, so the liner goes about halfway back, so it doesn't go the full length, and it's 2.7 ounces, so it is pretty light. I mean, it doesn't have a whole lot of weight. Now where is this thing made at? I knew it. Same thing, China. So it's a good looking knife. I mean, it's a really good looking knife. This is one of those that you could, like I said, church, if you're a car salesman, or you know somebody that's a salesman, or somebody that wears a lot of shirts and ties and suits and stuff, this would be a great little executive style knife. Low profile, light, to fit in their pocket. You saw how sharp it is. This is a razor blade sharp. So it's ACR, but that's super easy to sharpen. So even your novice that is not a big knife person can sharpen these things pretty easy with just a simple YouTube video watching. I won't say simple because knife sharpening is a struggle. You do got to work at it a little bit, but it's going to be a lot easier to sharpen this than it is your more premium steels. So there you go, guys. It is spring assisted, so I know a lot of people don't like the spring assisted. Now, let's see. All right, I'll save that one for last. All right, so I've got a Kershaw here. This was one I wasn't sure about, but Kershaw is just such a good brand, and I know that in the comment section, a lot of people like Kershaw. A lot of people like Kershaw, you know, so I saw this and I had to get it. And I'll tell you one of the biggest reasons why I wanted to grab this one, because this has a 4-position pocket clip, and it's the Cryo. The Kershaw Cryo. Oh, that action is a little, this is a spring assisted also. Not very snappy, not very snappy. So this is a spring assisted. Is that spear point or drop point? That's one of those things you never know about these. I mean, they might have it listed as one thing, but it looks like spear point. But I'm curious to see what they have it as. Yeah, they have it as a drop point. But it's a frame lock. It's a 4-position pocket clip, so you can go left-handed, right-hand, tip up, tip down. The pocket clip is, man, that thing is, the pocket clip is deep carry, and the screws are not inset. So this is one of those that might snag on your pocket. Now, this does have that, the little stop pin so that you can, or stop screw, so you can stop your frame lock from over travel or whatever. Dual thumb studs. It does have the thumb studs, so it's a lot easier there to pop out. Now, this is one thing that I noticed immediately. Look how small this flipper is right here. That might look big in the camera, but that is very small. Your finger slips right over that very easy. So yeah, that's why it's not snapping out very much. It's more the how much length that you have for that flipper. It's not a very big flipper. Now the thumb studs, you flip that thing right out, no problem. So that's good action there. It is a spring assisted, and it wants to jump into place. You can feel it, and it does have some tension when you push it back. I mean, that's some tension. Yep. So I like the 4-position pocket clip a lot. I like the shape of the blade a lot. I really like the shape of that blade. Now this is another hollow grind. So let's see how sharp this one is. Oh yeah, man, those hollow grinds, I'm telling you, those hollow grinds are sharp. See, it's all your technique. This thing is sharp, just like that CRKT, those hollow grinds. That's a sharp knife. Now this is 6.5 inches overall. Now this is one of the things, this is where it might be a plus for some people. This is a 2.75 inch blade. I know that some places have a sub 3 inch limit on your blade length. I don't know what states those are, and I'm not an attorney or anything, so don't take my word for anything, but I do know that some places you're not allowed to have a 3 inch blade. So this is a good option for that. This is a 2.75 inch blade. It's 8CR stainless steel, so another 8CR. Solid steel handles and everything. It's 4.1 ounces, so this is the heaviest one so far. This is the heaviest one so far. Tip up, tip down, left-handed, right-handed, whatever you want to do. It's the Cryo. Now here's another really good thing about this boy that you really got to be careful when you're pushing that flipper out. It does not want to jump into place because that thing's so small. You got to use the thumb studs with this. So if you're somebody that likes the flipper, this might not be for you. Now it does have jimping on the handle, so that's right there, and a good little finger choil right there. So I mean, it is a little small. If you don't use the jimping, it is a 3.5 finger blade. or knife, I should say. So that is a very and that's not even really a 3.5 finger. That's you're barely making contact with your fourth finger. Now if you choke up on it, and that's not even a finger choil right there. That's not even a finger choil. So I don't even suggest choking up on that thing. You'll slice your finger. So yeah, this is a full 3-finger for larger hands like mine. That's a 3-finger grip right there. Now here's a good thing about this though, and I really like this. This is designed by Rick Hinderer. And let me tell you, Rick Hinderer knows his stuff. Hinderer knives are some of the, man, I want me a Hinderer so bad. If you guys know where any are on sale that aren't sold out, let me know, because I want one. I've been keeping up with his website, but the ones that I want are constantly sold out. This has got some, definitely, it needs to be worked with a little bit. It is tight. I mean, very, very tight. I think that frame is pushed down too much on it, and it's just not giving it the ability to open and close very easy. But that's probably, I could probably take that that frame lock screw or whatever and screw that out and remove a lot of this tension. But it's a great little knife. I mean, great little knife. Now this is right now on Blade HQ, $39.99, and let me see what I paid for this at Walmart for the Cryo. $39.96. So Walmart is coming in really, other than the buck, which was $8 more. Walmart is, their pricing is right on point, right on point. So this is the Kershaw Cryo, and if it wasn't for the action, this would be a phenomenal little knife. Incredibly sharp. You just saw that. It's a razor blade, 4-position pocket clip. This is a winner right here. I do think that what the problem is that the frame is really, the frame lock, I should say, is really, there's too much, it's screwed down too far. Or maybe I'm wrong. Maybe it's something, maybe it just, the whole thing needs to be loosened up or something, but there's way too much tension there and it's not wanting to open up very well. Yeah, it's just not wanting to open up very well. Yeah. It's a hit or miss. It's a hit or miss. And you guys know I'm not the best flipper anyways. I'm not good at that. So, but a good little knife. I like it. It's too small for my hands. This is not a knife that I would want to use as EDC. It's just too small for me. But if I had smaller hands, it'd be great. The weight is nice. I like the weight. I like the weight a lot. But it's a heavy steel knife. So, but that is the Kershaw Cryo. Now the last knife that I got, everybody knows that Walmart is selling Civivi now. And they were picked clean. So I got the one that they had, and it was the only one that they had, and it probably wouldn't have been the one that I would have chose. I would probably went with the Mini Praxis if they had it, because a lot of people have talked about the Praxis and stuff lately in the comments, but they didn't have it. So what I got was the Brazen. Brazen, however you want to say it. You say tomato, I say tomato. Now, this is typical Civivi. It comes with all of your Civivi stuff. Now, I want to tell y'all something, and this is the truth. Just so that everybody knows, I've heard people saying, not in my comments, but I've heard this debate a lot. People saying that the Walmart Civivis are not the same Civivis that you get from Blade HQ, Knife Center, different stuff like that. What is that really pretty girl? Something in... she's got the long blonde hair. She's the knife girl. She's on all the knife videos and stuff like that. She done one. I saw like 2 or 3 because I went down this rabbit trail one day on YouTube, wanting to find out if because I saw that they were selling Walmart Civivis now, and I was like, yeah, I bet they're not the same. I went, done the research. Every single person that tested the ones from the online retailers, and from Walmart, they tested exactly the same. Exactly. There was no difference on the microscopic level. They was looking at the blade edges. They was looking at the grain structure. They was looking at everything about them was the same. So they are the same exact knives that you will get from Blade HQ. I can say that definitively, confidently, because I have went down that rabbit trail myself, and you don't have to. You can if you want, but I promise you, if you're looking for a Civivi, Walmart is a good place to get them at a good price. Now this is $49.30 on Blade HQ. And I paid for this $49.28. So I saved 2 cents. Didn't make up for that $8, but it did make up. Now this is the burgundy color, G10 handles, deep carry pocket clip that is reversible, left hand or right hand. It is a Tanto blade. I would not have went with the Tanto blade. I've had enough Tantos here recently reviewing them. I would have went with something else, like I said, probably the Praxis or something. But I mean, it is what it is. Action is great. I mean, this is really good action. Dual thumb studs, that's smooth action. I mean, it's just easy. It just wants to come out of there. Look at that. I'm barely doing it. It just wants to come out of there. Yeah, great action. Great action on this. Just falls right down. Great action. The first one so far that's had really good, untouched, just right out of the box, good smooth action. Now it's got a good swedge on the top. I mean, this is a good looking blade. I did not want another Tanto, but it was what they had and I wanted to get it. It does have that jimping on top, but that's micro jimping. Again, I do not like the micro jimping, but you might. Now this has got steel liners all the way down the length of the blade. It's got a good maroon spacer right there that's got a hole for a lanyard. I like the deep carry pocket clip. Boy, that burgundy. Ron Burgundy, San Diego News. No, that burgundy with the black, it pops. I mean, that's a good looking knife right there. That's a really good looking knife. As big as it is, it's surprisingly light. Oh yeah, I mean, surprisingly light. I like it a lot. Now it's a liner lock. This liner, see, you see the difference there? I don't know if you can see that, but this liner is barely making contact with that blade. Barely making contact with it. I mean, you barely have to touch it and that blade starts to fall. Barely touch it and that blade starts to fall. So you might want to bend that over a little bit if you was to have one. I don't know. I don't recommend to anybody, you know, altering their stuff. It might void warranties or whatever, but I mean, it's just me. I don't trust liner locks very much, but man, this action is phenomenal. This is really good action. I actually like this better than I thought I was going to. I really do. I like this better than the Elementum. I'm not a big fan of the Elementum. I know a lot of people are, but I really like this. I like this look. I like this feel. Man, I wish it wasn't Tanto. They do have some of these that aren't Tanto tip, but I don't think Walmart sells the ones that aren't Tanto tip. Now, it's 8 inches overall with a 3.5 inch blade. Now, here's the thing. It's a 3.5 inch blade, and you get 3.37 inches of cutting edge. So you get, I guess it's because of the Tanto, it makes up for that extra space. This is in D2. So that's a big step up from that 8CR and 7CR. So this is in D2. Let's see here they call it red, but it's burgundy. 3.81 ounces. Man, it doesn't feel that heavy. A right hand or left-handed tip up. So it's not tip down, but you can do right or left-handed tip up. Dual thumb studs. This is made in China, and it's the Brazen. I really like this. I like this actually now that I'm playing with it. I like it more than I thought I was going to. I'll just be honest with you guys. I like the fact that look how big that is. I mean, that's a good sized knife. Now, it might be too big for some people. This would be a good EDC knife right here. This would be a good EDC knife. 3.8 ounces, it seems like a lot, but it's really, it doesn't feel like a lot. And you know, I'm starting to realize that maybe it's just me because I'm holding these knives in my left hand and they're right-handed knives with the pocket clip the way that's set up, because this one's digging into my fingers too. And I'm starting to notice that more and more when I hold them in my left hand, they're really digging into my fingers. So maybe that's just it. So, because if I switch it, no, it's still a little bit of a hot spot. It's digging into my palm too. I guess it's how far up it sticks off the handle, how far up, how much space there is. Now you want a lot of space, so it's big enough to fit over. Have you ever seen those pocket clips that are really, really thin? I mean, they're barely there, and you're trying to shove them down on your pants, and then you got to pull them back up, and you rip your pant pocket as you're pulling it out. You aren't going to have the problem with this. So that's a benefit to it being like that. I mean, that's a good size pocket clip. But it's also a good size pocket clip, so it is digging into my hands a little bit. But if your hands are different size than mine, you probably won't have that issue. My hands are my own, your hands are your own, so what feels one way to me will feel something completely different to you. But I do like this knife. I like this a lot. This is a good knife right here. For $50, this is a good knife. This is a home run. I like this weight. I just wasn't going to be thinking I was going to like it that much because I'm not a fan of the Elementum. I tell you guys all the time, I'm not a big Civivi fan. Now that Sentinel Strike, get out of here. That thing is amazing. I love that knife. I love that knife. But other than that, I'm not a big fan of the Civivis. So I really wasn't thinking I was going to like this that much. But man, I do. I really do like this. I like this a lot. So those are overall 4 good knives that you can get from Walmart. You know, 4 decent knives, all of them $50 or under. You know, 3 of them are under $40, and 1 of them is $50. You know, these are some budget options that you can get right now at your local Walmart, and local Walmarts have far more options than this. There were a lot of the one thing that they had there that I almost got, but it had serrations, was the what is the Gerber? I think is it called the Fastback, or it's got the button lock and stuff, and it's that tactical knife. I can't remember what it's called, but it's got serrations, and it was another Tanto tip, but it was $70, and I just didn't want to pay $70 for a knife with serrations because I don't like serrations. I almost got that, but if there's any knives that you guys want me to get, I mean, I've been taking some comments and I've been writing those down, and I'm looking, and I'm getting some knives, guys, for you guys. The Tenacious, for the person that asked for the Tenacious review, I'm waiting on that. I guess it's just where the holidays are. Some of the packages are just taking longer to get here. So I do have that coming with several knives in that package, and I'll get to do that Tenacious soon. But I'll just, if I have to, before more packages, I'll keep going and buying them in different stores. So if there's anything you guys are wanting to see, let me know, and I will get it. That's the review for these 4 knives. I appreciate everybody. Now I'm going to say a comment, but if anybody wants to check out now, I greatly appreciate it. Appreciate you guys watching. Thank you. And don't forget about my contest. Like, subscribe, and leave a knife-related comment. All right, now, moving on. If you're still around, I take it that you want to be here. Last night, I done a review on the Artisan Cutlery knife. And I got a really detailed message about this, and normally I don't. I respond to every single comment. You guys know that. And I won't say that they rubbed me the right act. They was giving me good constructive criticism, and I appreciate that. A man who cannot take constructive criticism will be surrounded by people that love everything about him, even though he's going to be standing alone. So I can take constructive criticism. I appreciate it as long as you do it with respect. I'll listen to everything you got to say, and I appreciate it. But apparently, it was an issue because I expected it to be blue because I did order a blue knife, and it was purple. I did not want to stop the video just because it was a different color and be like, oh, well, I can't review the knife because it was the wrong color. The show had to go on, so I reviewed what I had in front of me. You know, enough people see negative stuff in this world. You can see negative stuff all over. I'm just trying to focus on the positive. Nothing about that was going to change at that moment about me complaining about that knife not being the color I wanted. So I reviewed what I had in front of me. Later on, I did go back. If you think I wasn't going to respond to those people and email the people and be like, hey, you sent me the wrong knife, and I did. And that's how you handle those things. 58 RC, I told you guys, will never test my knives to the point to where I'm going to put them to the fail point at 58 RC. I tell people that number because that is something that I heard. I'm trying to share as much information as I can. 58 RC for me means nothing. Nothing at all. I don't care if it's 58 RC or 60. You tell the average person out here that is not a knife person, oh, that steel is soft. They're going to look at you like you got a fourth head. Not a second, not a third, but a fourth. Like it's metal. What are you talking about? It's soft steel. So they don't understand that. And me, I understand what it means. But to me, it doesn't matter because I'm not going to put my knives to that fail point. So it doesn't matter if it's 58 or 60. I'll share that knowledge so that people know before they go out and buy, because it might be important to them. But it's not important to me. So if it's 58 Bowler M390, even if that's not ideal, to me, it's never going to matter. Another thing, I do not test the edge width with those little meters. I don't do that. This channel is not for in-depth reviews. I do not do that. You can find that anywhere on YouTube. Do you know how many times I have went and bought a knife and been like, oh, hold on a second, let me jerk this out. I want to test that edge width right there. Do you know how many times the average person that goes and buys a knife does that? Now, I understand that that's an important thing for some people. There's a reason that it's so important that they do that on a lot of these knife videos. People do care about that, and that's obviously very important information to have. It's just nothing that I focus on because the average person doesn't do that and think about that. It's a knife, it's an edge, does it cut? And it does. So that's why I don't test the edge widths and stuff. It's never something that I tested before or cared about in my own life, and I do not want to start doing something now that I've never done before and become a completely fake and different person. I don't want to do something just for the sake of doing it, because then that's not authentic and it's not who I am, and I will be doing something that I don't know anything about. You will quickly see that I don't know anything about what I'm talking about, and you will see right through it, and that is where my integrity will be called in question. Not me saying, oh, well, it was supposed to be blue, but I mean, it's purple, I still like it. That doesn't call my integrity. I mean, if that calls my integrity into question, okay, it is what it is. But now, all that's neither here nor there. Here's the thing about this knife. I emailed the people. It was not the right color. They apologized. I did not get upset because recently I told you guys that I sent out a knife to the wrong person, the wrong knife. I'm not going to get mad because somebody does it to me. The night before that, they sent me the wrong, or 2 nights before that, I got the wrong box. I didn't get mad and angry. I moved on and dealt with it, and the next day I got the right box. They are going to send me the right knife. They did not even ask for me to send the one that they sent me back. Now, I told them I will send this knife back if you want me to. Not a word was said about it. It was like, okay, yeah, just, we'll get you the right knife out. They know how much we've ordered. They know what we've spent. They know that we're good customers. So that knife is going to be given away. As soon as the replacement knife gets here and the right color and blue gets here, I will do a giveaway with that Artisan Cutlery Apache, and I'll give that thing away. Because they are going to send me the right one. Because I went ahead and done the review. Now, that's not why they're doing it, but I went ahead and done the review with what I had in front of me, and they're going to send me one, and now I will give that one away. And one more thing about that. I tell everybody that the gold is in the comments. By me talking about that and saying, hey, can anybody help me with this, and what would I do? Now there's a world of information that other people that come to this channel that will have those problems can look in those comments and say, oh, I'm having this issue with my knife. That dude right there gave some really good information. This is how I'm going to solve that problem, or this is how I'm going to solve that problem. Me throwing a fit about it and having a big meltdown over it and becoming a Kevin was not going to solve that problem. So I apologize if I came across flippant or like I just didn't care. If you get a knife that's $200 that is not the right thing, then send it back, complain, call them, get the right knife. Absolutely. I was not trying to give the impression that you should just, if you get the wrong things in this world, just take it on the chin. That's not the impression I was trying to give. I was just trying to give the impression that I want to do a knife review, and the right one ain't here, so I'm going to do a review on the one I've got. And the only thing different was the color. So I just went ahead and done with what I had. But if you do order a knife, especially if it's $200, yes, and it's the wrong thing, then you need to make it right. Call them and, don't flip out on people, but call them, say, hey, give me the right knife. I'll send this back. Send me the right one. You'd be surprised at how many times that they'll send you the right one and you don't even have to send that one back. Now, most of the time you will, but sometimes you don't have to. Now, that's neither here nor there. That's beside the point. But I apologize if I gave the wrong impression. That I just think people should take it on the chin and just be happy with what they get. That's not the impression I was trying to give, and I apologize. So when that replacement knife gets here, the right knife, actually, not the replacement knife, but when the right knife gets here in the right color, I don't know how long that'll take because it's Christmas, but they're going to send that out to me. When it gets here, I will take that Apache that I have now that is the wrong color, but it's still a beautiful, gorgeous knife. Gorgeous knife. And I'm going to give that away. I'm going to do a video and I'm going to give it away to somebody for free. And that's an expensive knife. But I mean, it did not cost me that much. I told you all up front in that video yesterday that I ordered from Blade HQ. So I got that at a far discounted price from what you would pay. Or I did not get it from Blade HQ. I got it from Blue Ridge Knives. So I paid for a far discounted price from what you would find it on Blade HQ or Knife Center. So I got it for a lot cheaper. It was still expensive, but a lot cheaper than what those places sell it for. But now I'm going to get the right one. And it worked out. I still got to do that review. I got some good information on how to fix knives in that situation in the future, and I'm going to give somebody that knife as soon as that gets here. And I will keep you all posted the day it comes. You all will actually see it because it'll come in a different package with other knives that I'm getting. So I'll do a review, and I'll be like, oh, here's my replacement knife. Guess what, guys? Somebody's getting this other one, and I'll give that away. I'm sorry to go on that diatribe, but I really felt guilty that I might have given the wrong impression that I was just telling people that they should take something on the chin if they got the wrong thing that cost that much and they should just be happy with what they get. I apologize. That's not the impression I was trying to give. I appreciate everybody that watches my videos. I'll do some more. I got more coming for the rest of the week. I got more boxes coming. I'll get more knives in. We're going to keep doing some stuff, and I got a really good video coming up that I've been planning on. About some comments I've been seeing about China. So a good comment or video coming up soon. Until then, guys, till next time, I appreciate you guys. Thank you very much. Keep your lives full, your knives sharp, and I'm Christy, Unprofessional Dad, and I'll see you next time.